You already have so many tasks to do, and now you make self-work also a task. But no, the ideal aim of self-work is to complement other tasks in your life.
कि कैसे सिंपलेस्ट वे में मेडिटेशन की जा सकती है.
That it is a form of active rest. It is not, oh my God, I have to stop my thoughts. Oh my God, I have to be in this moment. Oh my God, I have to concentrate.
There comes a point when you realize that this cannot be the way of living.
If you don't release the emotion, it will be stored in some part of your body. Generally, anger is here and it gets locked up here.
Self reflection is so important, जो कि हम आज के हसल कल्चर में भूल गए हैं. वेलकम टू येट अनदर एपिसोड ऑफ H2O जिंदगी, जहां हम आपको बताते हैं कि कैसे आप एक ज़्यादा हेल्दी, हैप्पी और ऑसम जिंदगी जी सकते हैं. आज के इस एपिसोड में बात होगी मेंटल हेल्थ की, क्योंकि हमारे साथ जुड़ी हैं खास मेहमान जिनका नाम है सिमरन चांदपानी, जो कि एक साइकोलॉजिस्ट हैं, लोगों को मेंटली फिट रहने में मदद करती हैं. हाय, माय नेम इज़ वीना सोनी एंड आई एम अ कम्युनिकेशन कोच. इसके अलावा मैं H2O ज़िंदगी की होस्ट भी हूँ. तो आज के एपिसोड में हम बात करेंगे कि कैसे आप अपनी मेंटल हेल्थ को ट्रैक पर ला सकते हैं, कैसे मेडिटेशन एक इम्पॉर्टेंट टूल है जिससे आप मेंटली एकदम फिट रह सकते हैं, और इसके अलावा अपने इमोशंस को कैसे रेगुलेट किया जाए, इसके बारे में भी हमने आज के एपिसोड में बात की है. तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं आज का सफ़र. A warm welcome, Simran. Thank you so much for joining us on H2O ज़िंदगी.
Thank you so much. A pleasure.
और बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है आपको देखकर, और बहुत मज़ेदार ये बातचीत भी होने वाली है, क्योंकि बहुत सारी लर्निंग्स हैं जो हम आपसे कर सकते हैं, राइट? सो आप लोगों को मेंटली फिट रहने में हेल्प करते हो.
Yes.
और फिलहाल अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं कि आप कितने फिट हो, हाउ हेल्दी आर यू?
How mentally fit I am. I wouldn't lie, I would rate myself 7 on 10. I would actually say last week I was really stumbling. I was really juggling with my work-life balance, and I was finding myself in a low space. So that's what I want to tell, that I have my own therapist for that. And I have a self-care routine. I keep going back to meditation, journaling, and the importance of it kept growing as I kept doing it. The theory of it was a little bleak to me when I was in college. I was like, okay, it's cool to meditate and all, but I never took it seriously until COVID. From COVID, meditation, journaling, and having a mini morning routine to take care of myself not only became important to me, but it also became very fun. So that rejuvenates me, and whenever I feel off track in life, which everyone does, and I am a trained psychologist, but I am first a human, so I feel off track a lot of times. So I go back to my tools. I sometimes go back to the books that have taught me a lot, to my mentors, and to my therapist. And I'm very flawed, but I find my way back because of the right resources.
सिमरन, यू मेंशन दैट यू कीप गोइंग ऑफ ट्रैक, और ये सिर्फ आपके साथ नहीं होता है, ये मुझे लगता है सबके साथ होता है, राइट? बहुत बार हम लोग एक रूटीन बनाने की ट्राई करते हैं, वी गो टू मेडिटेशन, जर्नलिंग, और जितने भी टूल्स होते हैं जो हमें मेंटली फिट रख सकते हैं, मेंटली हेल्दी रख सकते हैं, हम वो यूज़ करने की कोशिश करते हैं. बट दिस इज़ अ प्रॉब्लम विच इज़ वेरी कॉमन. सो व्हाट विल यू सजेस्ट पीपल हु आर ट्राइंग टू मेक दिस अ हैबिट, कि कंसिस्टेंसी कैसे लाई जा सकती है?
That's right. So first of all, so therapy plays an important role because it helps you to understand who you are. So even if it's not therapy, some self-reflection exercises or understanding where and what you are coming from. Because there's so many clients I give tools like journaling and reading, and they're like, we have never read a book. Then we start discovering what really resonates with them. So basically we try to plan things around what complements their personality. So you try to find out that which activity or which space is giving you a wholesome feeling, and then you try to inculcate that a bit by bit every day, so that you are more in tune with your soul. So basically meditation is that for me. So I would say I'm a confused person, and sometimes my thoughts are scattered everywhere, that I want to do this in life, I want to do that in life, and I'm in late 20s, and there's a lot of things I want to achieve in life. But so that scattered energy, so I created meditation. Never came naturally to me. until one day I developed a technique and all. And a lot of people call it, it's about focus, some people call it active rest. There are a lot of definition. But I thought I'll give my mind, body and soul a break for 15 minutes. It's just, I call it an active rest. And what it does, it just allows me to surrender in that moment and give myself space to look everything with the big picture and not zoom in and look, oh, let's eat quickly, let's do this. So I allow that, morning routine ka calm energy to ripple throughout the day in every task I do. And that's my way of re-energizing or reconnecting to myself. And I feel there are millions of ways. If you can't afford a therapy, you can read a book. If you can't read a book, you can go have a walk. You can watch a podcast. You can do n number of things. So yeah, to counter excuses, there will be millions of answers. So find that one answer for yourself and try to work on it.
So basically जो चीज़ आपको पसंद है वो आप consistently कर लोगे.
Yes.
Right, so you have to find that tool which is complementing your personality. और ज़रूरी नहीं है कि सारे tools आपको use करना है, because generally how people get confused is उन्हें लगता है कि meditation भी करना है, journaling भी करनी है, reading भी करना है, breathing भी करना है. Maybe there are so many of it. तो वो अपनी normal life कैसे जिएंगे अगर वो इतने सारे tools use करेंगे तो.
Correct. You already have so many tasks to do and now you make self-work also a task. But no, the ideal aim of self-work is to complement other tasks in your life and not to big a huge... Obviously, initially you need that initial push. But yeah, that push is not like, oh my God, journaling karna, oh my God, meditation. Because a lot of my clients do it. मैंने कहा self-care is something that should come easy to you because there are a lot of things that come difficult in life and this is not one of those. It comes naturally to you. You can breathe into that exercise.
One more thing I loved about what you spoke is the way honestly you committed. You just said that मैं बहुत confused हूँ. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy to just say that in front of people कि भाई confusion मुझे भी होता है, because when you say that you are a therapist, when you say you're helping people to be mentally fit, और उसके बाद कोई ऐसा बोले कि मैं mentally थोड़ा सा मैं भी confused ही रहती हूँ, this also shows that how authentic you are, and this also shows that how much you are in touch with yourself. This takes a lot of courage.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I generally do that. I have so many clients. We were just speaking about that. I have clients who are way elder than me, and the first question they ask me is, "What's your age?" And I confront them. I tell them my age. I tell them about my education so that they feel a bit safe. And after completing my introduction and after one session, I leave them free to, if they are connecting to me or if they are not connecting to me. But when I show them my vulnerability and when I show them that this is who I am and this is what I know, they feel like trying one more time. And then they come one more time, and because more than skills, more than knowledge, more than anything, if you don't have trust between the two parties, my whole skill set is a waste. So it's very important to be raw with them, and it's very important to tell them that this is the space I'm not experienced, but I have knowledge about. So if you would like to accept it, then let's move forward with it.
और जब आप इतने authentic हो जाते हो, people start connecting with you. ऐसा होता है generally, right?
Yes.
Because they see you as them only. कि हाँ, मुझ में भी problems हैं और दूसरे लोग भी humans ही हैं और उनमें भी problem ही है. और जब आपने बोला ना, meditation is so difficult for me. Meditation is part of my routine as well, and I also struggled with meditation. I realized कि मुझे काम करने का इतना शौक था. So people say we were alcoholism होता है. So there is कुछ addiction होता है. So मुझे में भी काम के साथ addiction था, I would say. Yeah, I used to work for almost 16-17 hours maybe. And 2020 was the time when I also picked up meditation. और मेरे लिए भी 2 मिनट भी बैठना काफ़ी मुश्किल था. And as you said, that you realize that there is a way of doing it. Yeah, so I started with 30 seconds maybe. 30 seconds, and then gradually increasing the time duration. But if somebody has to sit for meditation. Just tell this to audience कि कैसे simplest way में meditation की जा सकती है.
Simplest way में, the definition that connected to me, again you can Google it, read a lot of books, there will be lot of definitions on meditation, and choose the one that connects to you. What connected with me was that it was told to me by one of my mentor and a therapist that it is a form of active rest. It is not, oh my god, I have to stop my thoughts, oh my god, I have to be in this moment, oh my god, I have to concentrate. But when I started introducing myself as this is a form of active rest, I allowed, first of all, what helped me the most is to be with my breath. So there's a technique of you inhale for a few seconds, hold and exhale, and that suddenly gets you to notice your breath. And when you notice your breath, suddenly your mind and body comes in sync. And yeah, there's certain sense of peace. So I feel, take meditation as active rest, that you allow yourself 10 minutes a day to drop all your life problems, all your relationship problems, and all your career problems. And if you feel you are so addicted to them, after 10 minutes pick them up, they're all yours. But give yourself 10 minutes to just just be and surrender to the moment, surrender to your breath. And you were mentioning how breath work can change a lot of things. So for me also, in psychology also, anxiety, depression, and everything, people think that mental health and physiological health are different things. They're only one thing. So actually you think that your thoughts are making you anxious, but first thing that changes in anxiety and depression is your breath. So if you learn to modulate your breath, slowly you change your thoughts also. And that was very well said by you also.
You're absolutely right. Breath work जो होता है, completely it can change the way you're feeling about yourself. इतना powerful होता है breath work. So during my communication coaching also,
Yeah.
I would say that yes, breath work is a very, very important part of what I train people. Moving on, I would like to know, अभी इतने सारे tools आपने already share कर दिए हैं हमारे साथ. So how these tools have helped your clients? कोई बड़ा सा breakthrough बताइए कि जब therapist के पास जाते हैं तो क्या सबसे बड़ा breakthrough ऐसा किसी ने आपको share किया आपसे मिलने के बाद, या this is what changed my life?
So while you're asking the question, there's one lady that comes to my mind, and she's one of my eldest client. She is 56 years old. And the first session she came to me, and I would really like to say it was truly an honor to hear her story from such a young mind and soul. And our journey began, she was taking baby steps with me, and I didn't know till how long. For a therapist, the only success story is that the client is coming back to you. And it's been 2 years she is associated with me, and after 1 year she mentioned that my guru says even if you change one life in this planet, you have done your work. And she's like, you have changed my life, so you should be proud of you. And that gave me so much courage. Like, I know that I'm doing something, but I don't know how right it is doing for them. And that gave me so much courage to take care of my other clients. And I felt what she felt most resonated was that she's from a different country. So she tried a lot of therapists in that country, and she's like, nobody's connecting to me. I need an Indian. So I realized what people really want is somebody to deeply understand their darkest wounds and to make sense of it, because they're not able to make sense of the complexity the life can throw at you. And honestly, the first time I heard her, I couldn't believe that so much can happen in one life, and I couldn't believe she can recover from it. I believed in her, I believed in the process, but her sense of willpower was so strong, and she'll come out through it so strong that maybe I inspired her earlier, and now I am taking inspiration from her, that she has changed her life 360 degree. I'm nobody to say I need a day off. I will be on my best game also. So it's not just me inspiring them, they also equally inspire me, and I'm truly honored to have such clients in my life.
सो ग्रेट, मतलब चाहे चैलेंज कितना भी बड़ा क्यों ना हो, हम उससे बाहर आ सकते हैं. दिस इज़ वॉट वी कैन लर्न फ्रॉम दिस. क्योंकि लाइफ में चैलेंजेस तो आते ही रहेंगे, कभी आपके रिलेशनशिप्स को लेकर, कभी आपके करियर को लेकर, कभी आपकी हेल्थ को लेकर, और इन सब चीज़ों से डील किया जा सकता है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स अ थेरेपिस्ट कैन हेल्प इन ऑल द एरियाज ऑफ योर लाइफ टू लिव अ बेटर लाइफ, राइट. आई वुड जस्ट मूव ऑन टू, क्योंकि आपने कहा कि आपकी जो क्लाइंट थी वो फीमेल हैं. एक ऐसा भी मिथ है मेंटल हेल्थ को लेकर कि विमेन को मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज ज़्यादा होते हैं एज कम्पेयर टू मेन. इज इट ट्रू?
Yes, that is true, because the kind of needs and expectation a woman has from, see, it's not about comparison, because if we talk about men it will be completely different, but the kind of expectation a woman has from the patriarchal society we have developed is way higher than expected. You have identity issues. Till one age you belong to certain family, then you are introduced to marriage, then you belong to other family, and then from other family you start working, and then you are a mother and you have so many caps on your head, and in that process you actually forget that you are also a human, and the need for perfectionism, and also doing all this you're also expected to look good.
एब्सोल्युटली, यू आर सो राइट अबाउट मेंटेनिंग योर लुक्स ऑल्सो. ये भी कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है और प्रेशर होता है इसका एक्चुअली.
Of course, actually there was a study and a movement called brown girl gazing, where in a study they found that Indian women and South Asian women are 5 times more likely to be conscious of their bodies, and this can be very relatable to Indian household. The first thing we ask is, you've reduced weight or you've gained weight, and in North Indian culture it's very common कि बच्चा काला हुआ है, गोरा, like you know how mindlessly we use our language towards the way we look, and it is a waste of energy, because a lot of household, rather the whole energy is going on that you should look a particular way rather than you should feel a particular way. And now they are dependent on, you know, to have that streaks, to have that nose look a particular way, or to have certain things to look to feel a particular way. That means there's something wrong in the society. There's something wrong in the way the media is advertising the cosmetic products. I'm not saying you shouldn't look good to feel good. You can do that. But why are we not coming from the space of first you need to feel good, and then we can take choices of grooming and wearing whatever we want?
एब्सोल्युटली, उसको एड ऑन माना जा सकता है, बट
Yeah.
नॉट द बेस.
Yeah.
और हमारी सोसाइटी में शायद लुक्स को बेस माना जाता है और उसके बाद ऊपर ऐड ऑन करो आप.
Yeah, मतलब be a good mother, professor, household manage karo, and then you also have to look good. Like all of this playing together, definitely without any doubt women have a really, you know, difficult impact on mental health on them, and they don't realize they are having it because they are expected to keep up all the time, so they also start, you know, manipulating them to keep up with the life that is so wrongly created at the first place, that you can never match up to it, and you always try to match up to it, and it, you know, you keep doing it until you reach a point of confusion, loss, or a chronic ailment. You realize, okay, I need to stop and give my mental health a break. But I feel till the time, don't wait for the time you reach a tipping point, you reach a chronic disease like a cancer or something. Give yourself a break now, take care of yourself now, realize you are a human now. So all of that.
ट्रू, और ये रियलाइजेशन आते आते बहुत देर हो जाती है, जैसा आपने
You
कहा.
wait for the life to crash you, and yeah.
Yeah. So how can we identify it before something wrong goes? You know, कि जब तक वो कैंसर की स्टेज आ जाए या मे बी क्रोनिक इलनेस की स्टेज आ जाए, how can we identify that there is something going on in your mind which can challenge you?
It's very simple. Your body will keep on giving you signs. Frustration is a sign, temper issue is a sign. Women are famous for suppressing anger. They have been trained to be a good girl by society since so long that they have actually forgotten how to express anger. Either you will see women having an outburst, or either you see them being a epitome of peace. There's no in between, because they don't know how to process their anger. And it's a sign. If you are maintaining peace externally and internally you are at war, how is that not a big sign to start taking care of your mental health? And yes, like I said, healthy anger has 3 stages. One is acting it out, one is experiencing it, and the other is suppressing it. So the healthy part is experiencing it, which is like, you know, you are stepping over my boundary, you're coming here, I'll be like, excuse me, you're stepping over my boundary, can you please stay away from me? That is it. That is how I express my anger, and I'm done. And people will be like, oh, okay, you can sit here, I'll go. So, you know how this starts. I am also a victim of the good girl syndrome, and I've tried to become very conscious of my pattern of where is it and why is it that I can't say no. And it will generally come from a space that I don't want to be the unpopular person in the room, because this whole society believes that Simran is a good girl and that daughter is of a very Sushil Parivar and she behaves and talks in a very soft way. So it comes with a lot of pressure. And just to say to change tomorrow is not easy, but to realize it exists is easy, and it can start right now.
Yeah, and you mentioned about Sushil Parivar, so I just want to tell that we are from the same Parivar.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, we belong from the same Parivar. She's my cousin, and that's how we are doing this podcast together. And we are learning a lot from you. तो आप स्पेक्ट्रम के एक साइड हो सिमरन, और मैं स्पेक्ट्रम के दूसरे साइड थी. Yeah. So as you mentioned that it's either the outburst or it's suppression. Yes, because we are not trained, we are not taught how to express it. We are not taught how to not react, but to respond.
Yeah.
So I was on the other side of the spectrum, always having anger issues, always showing that outburst, and not being labeled as the good girl.
Yeah.
And then you have to learn how to regulate. Yeah,
Correct.
There comes a point when you realize that this cannot be the way of living. And that's what happened with me also, that you cannot be getting angry on each and everything that's happening in your life. And when this realization comes, and you're right, your body starts telling you a lot. I was not keeping well. I used to be sick all the times, and I was ignoring all these signs of my body. And then comes a day when you break down and you say no, enough is enough, and now you don't want to take it. And I'm sure there would be a better way to live life.
Correct.
And that's how I learned to regulate my emotions. And what if you have to tell this to people as a therapist, कि कैसे regulate किया जा सकता है इसे? And especially for women, I would say, because when men get angry, maybe they are allowed to, somehow हमारी society में से acceptable भी माना जाता है. But when women are very angry, suppression तो वो करती हैं, ठीक है, that is very normal. But when they get very angry, it's not even acceptable in the society.
Correct. Yeah. It becomes a talk of the town and so many things. But yeah, I tried to say it earlier that first of all, anger is a beautiful emotion. And all the emotions are very important to be expressed. You know, even Buddha never told that don't get angry. He mentioned when you are angry, be aware of your emotion. Feel it in which part of the body you are feeling it, and when you breathe through it, you release the emotion. If you don't release the emotion, it will be stored in some part of your body. Generally, anger is here and it gets locked up here, and there are a lot of people talking about it, and there are a lot of researches of what happens. But anger is a beautiful emotion. It tells you where your boundaries are, and you're like, excuse me, you stepped on my boundary, can you please move away? That's all anger is. And if you don't tell people that, means you are not respecting yourself. And I think identifying where to respect you, and anger is appropriate, should be appropriate to the situation, and it should send out the message you want to send out. That's all. You don't need to act on it, and you don't need to suppress on it. Generally, if we don't act express it for 4-5 times, we act on it like, oh my god, you know, we have to bring it out in some way, and it's not coming out, because that's not the way to do it. We have to realize what the tension parts are. We have to breathe on it. We can write about it, that these are my triggers, and why it triggered you, because it humiliated me at this point. My dad has never shown concern for my deepest ambition, and it's troubling me. And it's such a basic scenario in every Indian household. पापा और बेटा बात नहीं करते, सालों से बात नहीं करते. One fine day they came and I'm moving out of the house. Such a basic scenario. How much will the world change if you sit and just talk about it? That just the dad trying to understand, okay, I can't completely understand what he wants, but I can understand this something that's making him happy. And the son trying to understand that, yeah, this man is not belonging from my generation, but he's trying to understand where I'm going. So I'll respect the space he'll give. Even that basic understanding of each other can change a lot of dynamics in Indian families. Lot of it.
And this will come from the clarity maybe कि आपको अपना relationship चाहिए कैसा अपने डैड के साथ, चाहिए भी कि नहीं, because a lot of people when they say ना I don't care, I say what do you mean by I don't care? You don't want to have a relationship? Is it that? Or you don't really want him to understand you? Or you don't want him to understand you? It can be either way. So what do you actually mean by I don't care? This is such a common thing said by, as you mentioned, एक ऐसा scenario है, let's say. It can be any scenario. It can be between husband, wife. It can be between kids and parents. It can be between siblings. When somebody says I don't care, I tell them to go inside that now I don't care. कि इसका मतलब क्या है?
Where did it come from? So nice. So nice, yeah. And generally, they'll notice that the detachment have taken place years ago, and now they're just voicing out. And yeah, in fact, I had such client that none of the party was ready to bend and said that maybe we can talk. But then I actually told them, okay, maybe you guys don't want this relationship, we can end the session here. And then they were quiet. We were quiet for 5 minutes. Then they realized they wanted something about it, and then things started bending a little bit. You're so right about that.
Yeah, that's something, एक type of हथौड़ा चला दिया आपने कि
Yeah.
that you don't want this relationship, and then they're not ready to accept it or leave it कि अरे how is it possible that I don't want it?
Yeah.
And if you want it, then you need to start working on it.
Working on
At least some bit of understanding you have to start. And all this comes from self-awareness actually. As you said कि अपने साथ बैठना कितना ज़रूरी है. Self-reflection is so important. जो कि हम आज के hustle culture में भूल गए हैं.
Correct.
We are so busy doing things, things after things. There is always a to-do list which is pending. And we are so busy doing it that we forget to spend time with ourselves and understand what is important for us and what is not.
I swear there's so much noise that you are actually not doing, means you're paying attention on everything and not actually doing what is really important, what you really want to do. And I think being in city like Mumbai, we realized that time is a bigger currency. And yeah, 1 year back I wanted to do everything, this class, this, that. And now I'm like, what is it that I have strengths in and what I have interest in, and you know, from 6 things it has come down to 3 things. It's always good to take the longer route, experience things, but yeah, you need to identify where you're going.
सिमरन, यू आर अ थेरेपिस्ट. आपके पास लोग आते हैं अपने मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज़ लेकर, लेकिन क्या आपको लगता है कि स्टिल दिस इज़ अ टैबू टू टॉक अबाउट मेंटल हेल्थ? क्योंकि मेंटल हेल्थ एज अ टॉपिक, एज अ डिस्कशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू बड़ा अच्छा लगता है, वो हम मेंटल हेल्थ के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. बट इफ समबडी इज़ विजिटिंग अ थेरेपिस्ट, जनरली मुझे एक फ्रेंड के बारे में काफ़ी सालों बाद पता चला दैट ही इज़ विजिटिंग अ थेरेपिस्ट, बिकॉज पीपल आर नॉट दैट कंफर्टेबल सेइंग कि I am visiting a therapist because I have some mental health challenges. Do you feel so?
Yes, of course, it's a big taboo. And funnily, 1 week pehle hi, my friend told that everybody wants to talk about mental health now because it became the cool thing. But nobody wants to accept that they are also in the shaking boat. They don't want to say that. They want to say that, you know, they are the one who has a lot of knowledge about it. So that's why confidentiality is important, but a lot of clients are hesitant that it shouldn't be discussed any further. And it also comes from the history of India, like the therapy, the mental health has just started, the movement has just started, the awareness. So I would say it's just like a drop in an ocean. It's not, because there's so much need of communication and awareness. And yeah, I feel people do find it uncomfortable to share it. And I feel I have also started discovering my comfort of sharing about my mental health 2-3 years back, in spite of being a mental health therapist. So I feel there's a way to go, but I feel there is hope. And I feel that even if you're talking about mental health and if you have started considering this talk school, I think there's a lot of hope that people will start accepting when they are in the dark spaces, and they'll also start accepting when other people are in the dark spaces. I think we need to accept it.
And what a lovely thought to wrap this whole discussion up, कि at least आप बात कर रहे हो तो आप awareness तो फैला ही रहे हो, and the next step would be start getting more self-aware, right?
Yes.
And that's the point where we started from.
Correct, yeah.
कि how important is self-awareness. So it's not just about कि हाँ mental health important है, but yes, are you keeping a check on yourself that you are not dealing with any challenges and you're not seeing that something wrong is happening inside.
Correct, yeah. While you can wear your professional cap so much, you can wear a mother and a father cap, you can wear a friend's cap. Why do we forget to wear a cap that is just ourselves, that's just being human? And when you allow yourself some me time, you identify that when I'm not a friend, when I'm not a mother, when I'm not a father, these are the desires, these are the triggers, these are the feelings I have. So I feel while juggling with so many caps, we forget that we are also a separate individual and we don't need to keep up with the identities we have formed, the masks we have formed. And when we unmask ourselves and allow ourselves to be authentic, I think that's the best beginning of taking care of your mental health.
You are so right. Actually, authenticity से ही हम लोग अपनी mental health का ध्यान रख सकते हैं. And thank you so much for your time, your energy, and so much learning through you. Thank you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm deeply honored to be interviewed by my sister, and such like you have so much knowledge and there's so much to be learned from you. Thank you for having me. And please don't forget to subscribe to Healthy, Happy and Awesome, an amazing YouTube channel page to spread awareness about a lot of topics other than mental health also.
Yes, of course. Please सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, क्योंकि जब आप सब्सक्राइब करते हैं तो हमें भी लगता है कि हम आपकी लाइफ में कुछ वैल्यू ऐड कर पा रहे हैं, और कोशिश तो यही रहती है कि कैसे आप एक ज़्यादा हेल्दी, हैप्पी और ऑसम ज़िंदगी जी सकते हैं, उसके बारे में आपसे लगातार शेयरिंग करते रहें. थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन फॉर वॉचिंग, एंड थैंक यू वंस अगेन.
Thank you.